So back to you were saying that that his method for composition for Joe Satch is usually for life experiences, and it was a big breakthrough, right?
Yeah.
And so he was actually teaching over 60 students per week.
Per week, yeah, just so that he can be at the guitar shop to test out the guitars and things. Because he was there every day, and then the staff was he went there to play around, and then because he couldn't afford that time, so so they just asked him, since you're here, you want to practice and everything, you're good enough, instead of just making use of the equipment, once you go and teach us what he taught. And along the way, he taught people like Kirk Hammett, the most prominent one, because Steve Vai didn't learn from him at the music school. Steve Vai went to his house.
Okay. So
yeah.
Okay.
And he did share how is it like teaching Steve Vai and Kirk Hammett and everything.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's basically it.
What as for his trademark, right, for Joe, what are his prominent techniques, or probably like guitar approach? Because like if we are going into surfing the alien context again, he uses a lot of wah, he uses a lot of legato, a lot of whammy also.
Yeah, he's one over the years. He said his whammy one is the highlight lah. When you hear that whammy, that high pitch, harmonics thing, right? You can tell that's Joe Satriani. Everybody does it differently. His one is like, and his guitar is modified.
Oh.
Yeah, and his pickups are the very sensitive one, which later I got the video, you can hear him exactly explain. So he basically just doing a pitch harmonic, right, at a certain angle, which is very close to the pickups, and then he just use the whammy bar and and it has a high screech thing. Whether you call it a dive bomb or whether you want to bring it up, kind of thing. That's his most prominent one, which every song you can hear him do.
Okay.
His legato, they pick one note kind of thing, and then the hands will just hit maybe 6 notes kind of thing.
Yeah.
He's very famous for that, and he uses when he does the finger tapping stuff, like they use a lot of pick tapping.
Oh, okay. Surfing the alien. Okay.
Surfing the alien. Yeah, there's one part that it's a pick tapping thing.
Okay.
Theory wise, he's very good at changing his modes, I would say. It's not the generic like the Ionian is the first, the Dorian is the second kind of thing in the major scale. It's he plays around with it, and he say he follows the chord tones.
Okay. Yesterday I was actually analysing Surfing the Alien. So it's actually a key of G, but when he goes one part, right, he goes to the tritone, then moves up back to the G again.
Yes.
So did he actually explain that in the camp, or
that part? No, he didn't really explain. Yeah. Some stuff was detailed. More of it was how he came up with the song. Technique wise, he didn't really say much of it, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah. So there were people who asked, but he didn't. Sometimes most of them quite funny. I mean, as much as great guitar players, sometimes they beat around the bush with the explanation.
Okay.
Yeah. So he didn't really exactly explain it.
Okay. So what else did he actually talk about his music composition? Like, are they more of just like life experiences, or like
He told a lot of stories.
would you be more on like how he actually compose using a particular theory, or just more on like or it's more on concepts behind it, like
I think more of concepts.
life stories lah.
Life stories. Yeah, see, he won't really specifically say, okay, for this song, right, what was the story of that song. In general, during that whole album process, how he told us his worst gigs in his, memorable ones, how they got, like they were at a barn. I remember he was saying the story that they were at a barn, like barnyard kind of thing, like farm, and then they brought the equipment and everything, and then they were like, they didn't know what to write or record at that point in time. Then they were drinking and everything, and then they were high, and then they wrote something out of the blue, that kind of thing. So those are the kind of stories that he mentioned like during this period of time when he was recording Surfing with the Alien.
Okay.
Together with like Satch Boogie and all this kind of stuff.
Okay, so what else? The equipment that he uses, right? What are the equipments that he uses? I mean, the amps itself for the camp is different. The amps that he uses is
sort of one cabinet and Marshall amps that most of them all uses. So I think it's all standardized, it's all the same. Everybody was using different. There was like, so Joe Satriani and like looking at the stage, right? Joe was on the left, and then Paul was on the right, and all of them were using Marshalls.
Okay.
Except I think Phil Collin used Black Star.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's special.
Okay.
But amps and then guitars, he brought a few. He's famous surfing the alien one, Silver Surfer guitar. You know the red one.
Okay, but I did some research, right? He actually used Kramer for the album, not the Ibanez S540.
Yeah, correct.
That was what I read up on the.
So I got a picture here. I will send you all those photos so you can incorporate inside. So that was. These are the ones that he brought.
Oh, okay.
This one look like a sitar kind of thing. So these are the main ones he brought. He didn't really bring the exact one that he used for surfing the alien. But these are the main three that he uses.
Okay.
He brought us so we could take pictures of the thing. And this is the Marshall amps. Let's see.
Oh, this looks like a JVN 410. Custom made. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Oh, nice.
So we just keep all like the photo.
But did he explain what he used for the album or not? Like the.
I think he did, but I think I probably forgot.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
To be honest, I forgot. Yeah.
Okay. He explained, like, for example, what pedals, because I know he uses a lot of like Ice 9 kind of stuff, the Ice 9 overdrive,
Yes, his signature ones.
the
Saturator, I think he uses.
Saturator, correct.
Yeah, and then whammy pedal.
Digital whammy, yeah.
Digital whammy, the red one.
Oh, is that how he actually achieved the?
The octave, the higher
So
pitch.
he uses the tremolo plus the.
Yeah.
whammy.
He uses that.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, and then the wah lah,
Okay.
standard.
Picks, like.
Picks, he uses very thin picks because he sent each goodie bag got Joe Satriani's signature pick. So he uses very thin. I can't remember how many but it was very thin. It's not something I would use actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And gauges string he uses I think tens.
Tens.
Yeah.
Huge 10 strings.
10 strings.
Okay.
But I don't know if he uses. I think he uses any balls. Most of them all use any balls. Yeah.
So we covered this already. His trademark, favorite style, inspiration. Did he actually like explain the background regarding the background of himself, how he actually developed to become?
Joe Satriani.
Yeah, correct.
He did. So basically learning at a young age, and then he was already teaching at a very young age. To be honest, he was at 14, 15. He was already teaching. He taught by, at that age. I know he was a bit older, I think, by then, but he was already teaching a lot. And he always said that the best part about teaching is because he taught people with different levels, different styles, So what he did not know, right, is sometimes what the student knows. But as a teacher, right, you won't say that you don't know.
Yeah,
You act like you know. And he actually picked whatever some students, some things that he feel that he don't have, and the student had at the point in time, but don't know what they are doing. He adopted their method of playing.
Oh, okay.
So that's how he developed and everything. Yeah. So he always said like, a lot of guitar players will ask this question.